Hi friends, this is your Yoganandam, biology lecturer from Edall Academy YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the biology full test paper with detailed solutions.
Question number 1. Which of these animals are placed in the same family but do not have the same genus? Here, the lion, genus Panthera, family Felidae. Tiger, genus Panthera, family Felidae. Leopard, genus Panthera, family Felidae. Cat, genus Felis, family Felidae. Dog, genus Canis, family Canidae. So the correct option for this question is cat and leopard. These animals are placed in the same family but do not have same genus. So the correct option is D. Question number 2. In the following table, X is formed by the division or branching of Y. Which one is an exception? So here XY is given in the tabular column. Aorta is the largest artery that comes out of the heart. It gives rise to various blood vessels going to individual organs. The renal arteries branch of aorta. Arteries enter organs and divide to form arterioles. Arterioles further divide to form capillaries. Capillaries unite to form venules. Venules join to form veins. Thus, venules are not branches but tributaries of veins. So the correct option for this question is option C. Question number 3. The plant depicted in the following diagram, which reproduces asexually through leaves, is reproduces asexually through bulbils, water hyacinth reproduces asexually through offsets, ginger reproduces asexually through underground stem rhizome, bryophyllum reproduces asexually through adventitious buds that emerge from the notches present at the margin of their leaves. So the correct option is bryophyllum. The given diagrammatic representation represents bryophyllum. Question number 4. The proportion of assimilated energy consumed in respiration is highest in. Proportion of assimilated energy consumed in respiration in producers is 20%, in herbivores is 30%, and in carnivores is 60%. As the trophic level increases, the energy spent on respiration increases. So the correct option for this question is option D, carnivores. Number 5. While studying an autosomal recessive disorder in a family, it was noted that husband and wife both did not suffer from the disease, but their father had a disease. What is the probability that the couple will have a girl child without the disorder? A wife are heterozygous as they don't suffer from autosomal recessive disorder, but their father were suffering from it. Their phenotype is capital A small a. The class capital A small a and capital A small a produces children in the ratio of capital A capital A capital A small a small a in the ratio of 1:2:1. The probability of having child without disorder capital A small a or capital A will be 1 by 4. The probability of having female child is 1 by 2. The probability of having a female child without disorder is 3 by 4 into 1 by 4 equal to 3 by 8. So the correct option for this question is 3 by 8, option C. Question number 6. Which of these apes smallest in size? Option belong to the group family Hylobatidae. It is family of smaller apes. Gorilla, chimpanzee and orangutan belong to the family Pongidae. So which are larger apes. So the correct option is option A, gibbons. Gibbons are the smallest in size. 1. A flowering plant which scutellum in its seed has. Option A, scutellum is a single cotyledon in monocots. Monocots have two integuments in their ovule It is generally called as bitegmic. The nucellus in monocot is made up of many layers and it is massive. So this is called as crassinucellate type of ovule. Then single layer nucellus is seen in the nucleate ovule. It is seen in the members of gamopetalic group. So the correct answer for this question is bitegmic ovule. Flowering plant, scutellum in seeds has bitegmic ovule. So the correct option is B. It Which of these characters selected by Mendel are located on the same chromosome? Option A, Mendel selected. There are 7 pairs of contrasting characters in pea plant for his experiments. The characters and chromosomes are located on 4 different chromosomes: 1, 4, 5 and 7. The flower color and a seed color on chromosome 1. Which of the following statement given the option is correct? Option A, in case of stress, many animals cannot migrate. They can avoid stress by escaping in time. Hibernation is a type of animal dormancy in which animals maintain themselves in an inactive state in winter, hence they are called winter sleep. Estivation is summer sleep, when animals maintain an inactive state in summer, hence it is called summer sleep. So the answer for this question is option A. Winter sleep is called hibernation while summer sleep is called estivation. 12. In hydraulic succession, the stage which comes immediately after submerged free floating plant stage is option A, successive seral stage of hydraulic succession or phytoplankton stage, submerged plant stage, submerged free floating plant stage, reed swamp stage, marsh meadow stage, scrub stage, and finally forest stage. So the correct answer for this question is reed swamp stage. So the correct option for this question is option C. In a two-celled pollen grain in angiosperms, the large cell with irregular nucleus. Option A, cell of pollen grain are vegetative cell and generative cell. The generative cell is small spindle-shaped cell. Reserpine, the active chemical produced by Rauwolfia vomitoria, is used in the treatment of really is used in the treatment of hypertension. It reduces the stores of norepinephrine, reducing the heart rate and blood pressure. So the correct answer for this question is high blood pressure. It is otherwise called as hypertension. So the correct option is option C. Mendel's inheritable factors influences. Option A. Inheritable traits are determined by inheritable factors and are now called genes. The phenotypic features, or otherwise called as observable features, are passed through an organism's genotype. It is generally called a set of alleles. So the answer for this question is both phenotype and genotype are inheritable characters. A plant that is heterozygous for two genes were selfed. A total of 1000 seeds were collected. Find out the total number of seeds heterozygous for the first gene and homozygous for the second gene. The plant is heterozygous for two genes. Thus, its genotype is capital A, small a, capital B, small b. Its selfing is actually a dihybrid class. The various genotype of hybrid class are 1. Capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, 1. Capital A, small b, 1. Small a, small b, small b, 1. Small a, capital B, 2. Capital A, capital B, capital B, 2. Capital A, capital B, small b, 2. Capital A, small b, small b, 2. Small a, capital B, small b, and 4. Capital A, capital B, small b. Out of these, capital A, capital B, and capital A, small b are the only two genotypes which are heterozygous for first gene and the homozygous for second gene. Thus, out of 16 possibilities, 4 possibilities satisfy the given condition. So out of 1000 seeds, the number of individuals will be 250, 4 by 10 into 1000. So the correct answer for this question is 250. Option B. Mediastinum is a space. Option A, on the right side anteriorly, thoracic vertebrae posteriorly, inferiorly by diaphragm, and laterally by pleura of lungs. So it is a space in the thoracic cavity between lungs. Answer for this question is option A. On the right side of the left lung and on the left side of right lung is a space of. In a plant, the color of grains is controlled by three genes located on same chromosomes. Gene C and or independently do not form any color, but when together they impart greenish brown color to the stem, while the grains remain colorless. The presence of an additional allele capital A, the stem as well as the grain becomes violet. In trihybrid cross, what phenotypic ratio is expected in grains? According to the data given, colored seed can be produced in a plant only when the genotype has at least one dominant C capital O gene and one dominant capital A gene, that is C or A. A trihybrid cross is capital C, capital R, capital A, and small a crossed with capital C, capital R, capital A, small a. The three genes are on the separate chromosome, thus they are independently asserted. If we consider the three genes separately, capital C, and capital C will produce 1 capital C, 2 capital C, and small c 1. Thus, the proportion of individuals having capital C or capital C is 3 by 4. Similarly, capital R, small r, that is also 3 by 4. Early, capital A, small a. Thus, the proportion of plants with genotype capital C, capital R, capital A. In a tri-hybrid class will be 3 by 4 into 3 by 4 into 3 by 4. So it is equal to 27 by 64. Thus 27 progenies will have colored grains. The remaining 37 out of 64 will have colorless grains. So 27 colored, 37 colorless is the answer for this question. Normal glomerular filtration rate in human is the filtration of blood that occurs in the Malpighian corpuscles is called glomerular filtration. Both the kidneys together filter about 125 ml per minute. 180 liter of filtrates is formed per day. Out of it, only 1.5 liters of urine are produced per day, which is 0.8% of the total filtrate. So the answer for this question is 125 ml per minute by both the kidneys taken together. So that is the normal glomerular filtration rate in human. So the correct option is B. Question number 22. Three biodiversity hotspots of India are: the total number of biodiversity hotspots in the world is 34. These hotspots are also regions of accelerated habitat loss. Three of these hotspots, Western Ghats, Indo-Burma, and Himalaya, cover over countries exceptionally high biodiversity regions. So the answer for this question is Himalayas, Western Ghats, and Indo-Burma regions are the three biodiversity hotspots of India. So the correct option is B. Question number 23. The greenhouse effect result in greenhouse effect is warming effect that result when the atmosphere traps heat radiation from earth towards space. When solar radiation falls on the earth, it re-emits heat in the form of infrared radiation. However, part of this affected heat does not leave the earth atmosphere and is trapped by gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, etc. This increases the temperature of the earth. Without these gases, the temperature of the earth would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. So the answer for this question is all of the above. Greenhouse effect result is cystic fibrosis is an autosomal recessive disease in an island having a population 200 people. 98 people suffer from cystic fibrosis. How many people are carriers of this disease? Cystic fibrosis is caused due to an recessive gene. Individuals suffering from this disease are homozygous recessive. Applying Hardy-Weinberg's equation here, q square equal to 98 by 200 equal to 0.49. Hence q is 0.7, thus p is equal to 1, q is equal to 0.3. If the carrier of this disease is heterozygous individuals, their proportion will be 2pq equal to 2 into 0.7 into 0.3 equal to 0.42. In thus, the population carrier will be 0.42 into 200 equal to 84. So the correct option for this question is option B. 5. In polygonum, it is a type of ovule. The 7-celled 8-nucleated embryo derived from a single cellosal megaspore was discovered by Strasburger in Polygonum. This is the most common type of embryo sac in angiosperm. The most common type of ovule in angiosperm is anatropous ovule. However, Polygonum has an erect or orthotropous ovule. So the answer for this question is option A. Ovule is orthotropous with an endosporic embryo sac derived from a single cellosal megaspore. So the correct option is A. Constant environments promote niche specialization and lead to greater species diversity. This statement is true for the process of formation of new species takes time. The environment should be relatively constant to have more species formation. Temperate regions were subjected to frequent glaciations or more seasonal and unpredictable. Tropical regions have remained relatively undisturbed for millions of years and thus had a long evolutionary time for species diversification. Tropical environments are less seasonal, relatively more constant and predictable. Such constant environments promote niche specialization and lead to a greater species diversity. There is more solar energy available in the tropics, which contributes to higher productivity. This in turn might contribute indirect to greater diversity. So the answer for this question is tropical region. Option C. These points did Darwin believe? Lamarck believed that every organism has an internal vital force that tend to increase its size up to a certain limit. He also believed that the organs put to more use will develop more while organs not used begin to degenerate. Genetics were never a part of Darwin's theory. Darwin proposed the theory of pangenesis, which states that all living cells produce minute particles called pangenes, which pass to germ cells for transmission to the offspring. So, the answer for this question is option D. All living cells produce minute particles which pass into germ cells for transmission to the offspring. So the correct answer for this question is option D. Source partitioning was shown by Connell's elegant experiment showed that on rocky sea coast of Scotland, the intertidal area is dominated by larger barnacle called balanus. It eliminates the smaller barnacle cataramelus from this area. Gauss competitive exclusion principle state that two closely related species competing for the same resources cannot coexist indefinitely and the competitively inferior one will be eliminated eventually. Five closely related species of warblers could live on the same tree and avoid competition due to their behavioral differences. So this was shown by MacArthur. So the resource of positioning was shown by MacArthur. The correct option for this question is option B. Most of the flowering plants seeds does not contain any remnant of. During the formation of seed, the outer integument gets converted into outer thick hard seed coat called testa. The inner integument gets converted into an inner thin membranous seed coat called tegmen. The micropyle retained in the seed, water enters the seed from the micropyle and initiate germination. In most of the flowering plants during the embryo formation, the nucellus is complete used up and there is no remnant of nucellus in the seed. In some plants such as castor and black pepper, small amount of nucellus may remain. It is called perisperm. So the answer for this question is nucellus. Option C. In most of the flowering plant, seed does not contain any remnant of nucellus. Question number 30. In colorblind man marries a woman who is a carrier for hemophilia. Which of the following is true for progenies? 25% of the children will carry the genes for both hemophilia and colorblindness. Capital X, small c, capital X, small h. 25% of children will carry the genes only for hemophilia. Capital X, small h, y. And 25% of progenies carry only the gene of color blindness, capital X, small c and capital X. So the answer for this question is all of these. Option D. Select the correct statement regarding Periplaneta americana. Here there are four statements are given about periplaneta. 6 to 8 blind tubules called hepatic or gastric cache is present at the junction of foregut and midgut. So this statement is correct. Statement 2. The lower lip is called labium and the upper lip is called labrum. This statement also correct. Statement 3. Tegmina are mesothoracic wings that are opaque, leathery and dark. So third statement also correct. Fourth statement. It has a vision known as mosaic vision with more resolution but less sensitivity. So this one is wrong one. So the correct options are 1, 2 and 3 only. Statement 4 is wrongly given. So the correct option for this question is option A. Question number 32. Which of these statements about Taq polymerase used during polymerase chain reaction is not correct? Here there are four statements are given. A thermostable DNA polymerase found in thermophilic bacteria Thermus aquaticus. It is optimum temperature for activity is approximately 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. Taq polymerase is well suited for polymerase chain reaction because it is able to withstand the temperature up to 95 degrees Celsius required for DNA strand separation without denaturation. So the answer for this question is it is a thermostable enzyme and can survive temperature up to 125 degrees Celsius. So the answer for this question is option B. It is an incorrect statement about Taq polymerase. Because of Taq polymerase can withstand up to 95 degrees Celsius only. Question number 33. Which of these structures are found in photosynthetic prokaryotes? Here there are four structures are given: mesosomes, cellulose, ribosomes, chloroplast. From that, found in photosynthetic prokaryotes. So the correct option for this question is option 3. That is option C. 1 and 3. Mesosomes and ribosomes only. Some of the molecules found in animal tissues are grouped into three lists. 1. Glucose, cholesterol, triglycerides, water. 2. Glycogen, antibodies, adenine, phospholipids. 3. Hemoglobin, carbon dioxide, mRNA, monosaccharides. present in Lecne are space in which the cells are present in connective tissues which have solid matrix. Cartilage and bone are connective tissues having solid matrix. Cartilage have a solid but pliable matrix. Lacunaceous cartilage contain cells called chondrocytes. Bone has solid but not pliable matrix. Lacunaceous bone contain cells called chondrocytes. So the answer for this question is all connective tissues with solid matrix lacunae are present in all connective following messenger RNA. Here they are given the DNA strand with a 5'3" direction with a genetic code. Due to mutation, the guanine nucleotide in sixth position is replaced by an adenine nucleotide. What will be the correct effect on the sequence of amino acids due to mutation? Original mRNA is towards 5'3" direction AUG, GGG, triple A, triple C, triple U, U, double A. The sequence of amino acid coded by this mRNA is methionine, glycine, lysine, proline, phenylalanine. Muted mRNA towards 5'3" direction will be AUG, GGA, triple A, triple C, triple U, U double A. The sequence of amino acid coded by this mRNA is methionine, glycine, lysine, proline, phenylalanine. Since triple G and GGA both codes for the same amino acid glycine, there is no change in the sequence. This is called silent mutation. It occurs due to degeneracy of codons. So the answer for this question is option A. The sequence of amino acid in the mutated protein is exactly the same as the sequence of amino acids in the original protein. So the correct option for this question is option A. Question number 42. The prokaryote that is credited with construction of the first recombinant DNA by linking an antibiotic resistant gene with its native plasmid is. The construction of the first recombinant DNA by linking a gene encoding antibiotic resistant with a native plasmid of Salmonella trypimurium was accomplished in 1972 by Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer. Describe events during the mitotic cell cycle. What is the correct order of the events in mitotic cell cycle? So here they asked about the correct or correct sequence is third statement, chromosomes condense and the nuclear membrane disappears. It is followed by second statement, chromosomes arrange themselves at the equator of spindle. It is followed by fourth statement, centromeres divide. Is followed by first statement, chromosomes migrate to opposite pole of the spindle. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question number 46. The graph shows the oxygen dissociation curves of hemoglobin from two species of mammals, S and T. Which statement could explain the difference in the oxygen dissociation curves of species S and species T? Here there are three statements are given. The oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve provides information about the relation between the partial pressure of oxygen and the oxygen saturation. Hemoglobin's affinity for oxygen increases. Molecules of oxygen bind to it. Thus, a higher number of molecules bind as oxygen partial pressure increases until the maximum amount that can be bound is reached. The curve on the right, capital T, indicates that there is an easy dissociation of oxyhemoglobin. This occurs when there is lower affinity between oxygen and hemoglobin. Some conditions which decreases affinity and low partial pressure of oxygen, the high partial pressure of carbon dioxide, low pH, high temperature and high altitudes. So the correct answer for this question is option C. 1, 2 and 3. That three statements could explain the difference in the oxygen dissociation curves of species S and species T. So the correct option is C. Question: which of these statements about centriole is correct? There are lie perpendicular to each other. They are made up of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibers of tubulin protein. Each of the peripheral fibrils is triplet. The adjacent triplets are also linked. A central part of the proximal region of centriole is also proteinaceous and called the hub. The centrioles form the basal body of cilia or flagella and spindle fibers that give rise to spindle apparatus during cell division in an animal cells. So the answer for this question is option D. The centrioles form the basal body of cilia or flagella, the spindle fibers that gives rise to spindle apparatus during cell division in animal cells. So the correct statement about centriole is option D. Question number 48. Which of these is correct function of enzymes or protein used in DNA replication? Here there are 4 DNA is made by enzyme called DNA polymerases. DNA replication require other enzymes including DNA primase, DNA helicase, DNA ligase and topoisomerase. DNA polymerases are responsible for synthesizing DNA. They are nucleotides one by one to the growing DNA chain that are complementary to the template strand. Helicase job is to move the replication fork forward by unwinding the DNA. It does not so by breaking the hydrogen bonds between the nitrogenous base pairs. A single strand binding protein coat the separated strand of DNA near the replication fork, preventing the cut strands from coming back. Cut strands from helix. Topoisomerase enzyme prevents the DNA double helix head of the replication fork from getting too tight wound as DNA is opened up. So the answer for this question is fourth one. Makes strands available in templates, release the tension caused by unwinding, prevents original strands from reforming complementary base pairs, adds DNA nucleotides to the third end of growing polynucleotide strand. So the answer for this question is option D. The correct function of enzymes or protein used during DNA replication, the correct one is fourth one. So the correct option is option D. The following is part of bioprocess engineering. Option A, modern biotechnology, or one is genetic engineering. It involves the technique to alter the chemistry of genetic material, either DNA or RNA to introduce these into host organism and thus change the phenotype of the host organism. Second process is bioprocess engineering. It is a process of maintaining sterile ambience in chemical engineering process to enable the growth of for the manufacture of biotechnological products like antibiotics, vaccines, enzymes, etc. So the answer for this question is option C. Question number 50. Question number 53. Which of the following statements regarding joints incorrect? Here there are four options are given. Cartilaginous joints permit limited movements, hence they are called amphiarthrosis. In these joints, the bones involved are held together with the help of cartilage. Example, the joint between adjacent vertebrae. Second one is synovial joints are freely movable joints with synovial fluid present between the bones. It is seen in the shoulder joints as ball and socket joint as well as saddle joint of the thumb. So the answer for this question is cartilaginous joints allows considerably free movement. So this is the incorrect statement. 54. With respect to the function, identify the odd one from the cranial nerves given below. Olfactory nerve, option B. Optic nerve, option C. Oculomotor nerve, option D. Vestibulocochlear nerve. The answer for this question is oculomotor nerve. Question number 55. In human female, second polar body is formed in the ovum. During oogenesis, the primary oocyte undergoes meiosis 1 to form the secondary oocytes, and the first polar body during the formation of the Graafian follicle. This occurs in the ovary. The secondary oocyte released during ovulation and reaches the fallopian tube. It is otherwise called as oviduct. Fertilization occurs here. When the sperm enters the ovum, the secondary oocyte undergoes secondary meiotic division to release the second polar body. Also, the first polar body at the same time completes second meiotic division to form two secondary polar bodies. So the answer for this question is within oviduct. In human female, second polar body is formed in the ovum within the oviducts. So the correct option is B. 56. Which of these pairs of hormones are not antagonistic in their action? Parathormone increases in the calcium level in the blood, while Calcitonin decreases the calcium level in blood, hence they are antagonistic. Glucagon increases glucose level in the blood, while insulin decreases glucose level in the blood, hence they are antagonistic. Aldosterone increases blood pressure, while ANF decreases blood pressure, hence they are antagonistic. Both thyroxine and erythropoietin stimulate erythropoiesis and hence they are synergistic. So the answer for this question is option A, erythropoiesis, thyroxine and erythropoietin. Number 57. Which of the following statements are incorrect? Here there are 4 statements are given. From that asked to find out incorrect statements. Statement 1. A rapid decline in death rate is the only reason for the population explosion. So this is the incorrect statement. Statement 2. The marriageable age decided by the government is 18 years for female and 21 years for male. This is the correct statement. Statement 3. An ideal contraceptive is one that reduces the sexual drive of the users. So this one is the incorrect statement. Statement 4. The one child norm has mostly been adopted by the people living in rural areas. So this also incorrect statement. So totally there are 3 statements are given incorrectly. Statement 1, 3 and 4. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question number 58. Question number 59. The best candidate for species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal application is baculoviruses are pathogens that attack insects and other arthropods. Majority of baculoviruses used as biological control agents are in the genus nucleopolyhedrovirus. These viruses are excellent candidates for species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal applications. They have been shown to have no negative impacts on plants, mammals, birds, fish, or even on non target insects. This is especially desirable when beneficial insects are being conserved to aid in the overall integrated pest management. It is generally called as IPM program, or when an ecologically sensitive area is being treated. So the answer for this question is nucleopolyhedroviruses, the best candidate for species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal application. So the correct option for this question is option A. Question number 60. Which of the following is the correct combination of the class vertebrates and properties exhibited by it? Most of the members of class Chondrichthyes, a service called as cartilaginous fishes or viviparous, while those belonging to the class Ostrichthyes, bony fishes or oviparous. Amphibians cannot maintain a constant internal temperature. It is generally called as poikilothermic, while mammals can maintain constant internal temperature. It is generally called as homeothermic. Amphibians have a 3-chambered heart, while birds have 4-chambered heart. Both birds and reptiles have internal fertilization. So the answer for this question is Option A. The correct combination of the class vertebrates and properties. Internal fertilization takes place in earths and reptiles. So the answer for this question is option A. Question number 61. Which of the following correlation are incorrect? Column, there are 7 free cervical vertebrae, 12 free thoracic vertebrae, 5 free lumbar vertebrae, 5 sacral vertebrae which are fused to form one bone called sacrum, and 4 coccygeal vertebrae which are fused to form one bone called the coccyx. Thus there are 33 vertebrae and 26 bones in the vertebral column. There are 8 pairs of cervical spinal nerves, 12 pairs of thoracic spinal nerves, 5 pairs of lumbar spinal nerves, 5 pairs of sacral spinal nerves, and 1 pair of coccygeal spinal nerves. Thus, there are 31 pairs of spinal nerve and all are mixed. So, the correlation, the incorrect one is there are 7 free cervical vertebrae and 7 pairs of cervical spine nerves. This statement is incorrect one. The remaining statements are correctly given. So the correct option for this question is option A. 62. Observe the given diagram of the sectional view of testis. Here there are 4 parts are given A, B, C, D. From that, which of the following statements above the above diagram is correct? First statement. A is stimulated by follicle stimulating hormone. So this one is the wrong one. Then second part, B is responsible for the secretion of hormone testosterone. This one also wrongly given. C is diploid germ cell which gives rise to gametes. This also wrongly given. D, the part D. D is responsible for providing nutrition to growing sperms. So this one is correct. So out of the 4 labeled parts, option D alone correct. Complete the following paragraph by selecting the correct option for the blanks A, B and C. The thymus gland is located between the lungs behind the sternum on the ventral side of the aorta. Thymosins secreted by the gland play a major role in the differentiation of T lymphocytes which provide cell-mediated immunity. They also promote antibody production which provides humoral immunity. So the answer for this question is option C. Dash A fills ventral, dash B fills thymosin, dash C fills cell mediated immunity, dash D fills humoral immunity. So the correct option for this question is option C. Question number 64. A healthy male has got normal sperm count. However, he is unable to inseminate. Which of the following assisted reproductive technology can be best suggested in this case? Question number 67. Which of the following option about various types of antibodies is correct? There are 5 types of antibodies such as IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD and IgE. IgG is most abundant antibody forming 80% of total antibodies. It is the only antibody that can pass through the placenta. It is formed in the secondary immune response. It has a structure of typical antibodies arranged in a Y-shaped manner. Hemoglobin M is the largest size, 5 times greater than hemoglobin gamma. It is formed in the primary immune response. It is in 5 such as Y-shaped structure. So the answer for this question is option B. The most abundant antibody is IgG and the antibody which is largest in size is IgM. So the correct option is B. Question number 68. Question number 68. Given below the steps involved in partition, arrange them in proper sequence and select the correct option. Is first one, partition are as follows. First one, the fully developed fetus and placenta gives rise to signal for partition. Second one is this induces mild uterine contraction known as fetal ejection reflex. Third one is this stimulates the release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. Fourth sequence is the uterine contraction keep getting stronger, which causes further release of oxytocin. Fifth event is the simultaneous uterine contraction and release of oxytocin finally cause the expulsion of the baby from the birth canal. So the correct sequence is option B. Question number 69. Read the following statements about cancer. Identify the true and false ones and select the correct option. Metastasis is a property shown by malignant tumors. It is property by virtue of which they grow very rapid and invade the surrounding tissues. Transformation of normal cells into cancer cells can occur because of physical, biological or chemical agents called carcinogens. So here is the answer for this question is option A. Statement A is true, statement B false, statement C also false, statement D is true. From the given 4 statements, A and D are true, B and C are false. So the correct option is option A. Question number 70. In humans, inhibin. In males, hormone inhibin produced by Sertoli cells inhibit the production of follicle stimulating hormone from the pituitary. However, inhibin does not inhibit the secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. In females, inhibin is produced by granulosa cells of the ovarian follicles. Androgens stimulate inhibin production while gonadotropin releasing hormone inhibit inhibin production. So the answer for this question is option A. In humans, inhibin inhibit the production of follicle stimulating hormone from the pituitary but does not inhibit the secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. So the correct option is A. Question number 71. Heterocyst in nostoc. Heterocysts in nostoc are large clear cells without chlorophyll. They have enzyme nitrogenase which help in nitrogen fixation. In nostoc, they are not situated terminally but they are interposed between the photosynthetic cells. Since they are clear, they are also called hyaline cells. So the answer for this question is option B. Heterocysts do not have chlorophyll. So the answer for this question is option B. Question number 72. Identify the nutrients that are required. A. The nutrient help in utilization of calcium. B. This nutrient is the component of the nitrate reductase enzyme. C. The nutrient is required for photolysis of water. Boron is required for uptake and utilization of calcium, membrane functioning, pollen germination, cell elongation, cell differentiation, and carbohydrate translocation. Molybdenum, it is a component of several enzymes including nitrogenase and nitrate reductase. Both of the participate in nitrogen metabolism. Manganese, it activates many enzymes involved in photosynthesis, respiration, and nitrogen metabolism. The best defined function of manganese is in the splitting of water to liberate oxygen during photosynthesis. So the answer for this question is option C. Boron, molybdenum, and manganese. So the correct option is C. Question number 73. Which of the following is correct about flowering in rice and wheat plants? And wheat is a long day plant. These plants flowers only when they exposed to critical photoperiod or photoperiod longer than the critical day length. They need a continuous light period for flowering. Rice is a short day or long night plant. These plants give flowers on exposure to photoperiod equal to or shorter than their critical day length. They need a continuous dark period for flowering. So the answer for this question is option B. Wheat needs a continuous uninterrupted long period of light to flower, while rice needs a continuous uninterrupted long period of darkness to flower. So this is the correct statement about the flowering in rice and wheat plants. So the correct option is B. Question number 74. In which of the following steps of aerobic respiration of glucose, carbon dioxide is evolved? Glycolysis, link reaction, Krebs cycle, electron transport system. In the link reaction, pyruvic acid is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, also producing reduced coenzyme NADPH2 and carbon dioxide in the presence of enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase. In the Krebs cycle, carbon dioxide is evolved at 2 points during the conversion of isocitric acid to oxalosuccinic acid and during the conversion of alpha ketoglutaric acid to succinyl CoA. So the answer for this, so the correct option is D. During photorespiration, 25% of carbon is lost in option A chloroplast, option B mitochondria, option C peroxisome, option D nucleus. During photorespiration, only 25% of carbon loss takes place in mitochondria. So the correct option is B. Question number 76. Which of these fungi does not have a branched and septate mycelium? Here there are four. Branched and septate mycelium is found in ascomycetes. It is always called as sac fungi. Basidiomycetes, club fungi, and Detromycetes, imperfect fungi. The mycelium is septate and cenocytic in Picomycetes. Neurospora belong to Ascomycetes. Ustilago belong to Basidiomycetes. Colitotrichum belongs to Detromyces and albugo is a parasitic fungi on mustard belongs to Picomyces. So the answer for this question is option B, albugo. Albugo fungi does not have any branches and septate mycelium. So option for this question, correct option for this question is option B. Question number 77. Which of the following types of roots are correctly matched with their examples? 1. Apogeotropic roots, Rhizopora. 2. Absence of Calyptra, Lemna. Third one, velamen containing roots, Vanda. Fourth one, monoliform roots, Portulaca. Apogeotropic means negatively geotropic roots. They are seen in halophytes that grow in oxygen deficient soil. So the roots grow vertically upwards. They are also called pneumatophores. They are seen in Rhizopora, Sonaraceae, Heritiera, etc. The Calyptra is root cap. It is absent in hydrophytes that float on water such as Lemna, Pistia, etc. Vellum is hygroscopic roots found in epiphytes, plants which grow on large trees such as Vanda. Monoliform roots are beaded roots found in Mimotica, Portulaca, etc. So the answer for this question is option D. Which of the following types of roots are correctly matched? All the 4 plants and the roots are correctly matched. So the correct option is option D. Question number 78. Which of the following statement about zygus and pinus is correct? The main points of differences between zygus and pinus is the stem in zygus is unbranched, while it is branched in pinus. Zygus shows coralloid roots with symbiotic association with Cyanobacterium anabina, while the roots of pinus form mycorrhiza, which is a fungal association. The male and female strobili are present on the same plant in pinus, so it is called as monoecious, while they are present in different plants in zygus, so it is called dioecious. So the answer for this question is option B. The statement B is about zygus and pinus is correct. The stem in zygus is unbranched while it is branched in pinus. The male and female strobili are present on the same plant in pinus while they are present in different plants on zygus. So the correct option is B. Question number 79. How many of the following properties are seen in brinjal plant? Legume fruit, alternate phyllotaxy, actinomorphic flower, hypogynous flower, bicorpulary syncorpus gynoecium, non-endospermic seeds. Brinjal belong to the family Solanaceae. The characteristics of Solanaceae are habit mostly herbs and shrubs. Underground stem tubers are found in potato, leaves, vegetative parts, alternate and floral regions. Opposite or simple, rarely pinnately compound as in potato and tomato. Inflorescence is cymose or solitary. Flowers are ebracteate, pedicellate, complete, actinomorphic, bisexual. Calyx consists of 5 sepals, gamosepalous, valvate estivation. Sepals are usually persistent in brinjal, chili, tomato, etc. Corolla consists of 5 petals, gamopetalae, evolvate or twisted. Androecium consists of 5 stamens, epipetalous, altering with corolla lobes. Anther dithecus, gynoecium bicorpulary, syncarpus bilocular, ovary superior, and ovules are numerous on axial placentation. Fruits are berry type or capsule. Seeds, many endospermic seeds. Economic importance. Many plants belonging to this family are source of food. Example, tomato, brinjal, potato. Spice, example, chili. Medicine, Atropa belladonna is ashwagandha. Fumigatory, tobacco, and ornamental plant, petunia. So the answer from the given properties, there are 4 properties belong to the plant brinjal. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question number 80. Sclerenchymatous bundle sheath around vascular bundles is seen in vascular bundles surrounded by bundle sheath cells is seen in monocot leaf, dicot leaf, and monocot stem. In leaves, the bundle sheath cells are made up of parenchyma. In scattered vascular bundles of monocot stem, bundle sheath cells are sclerenchymatous. So the answer for this question is monocot stem. Sclerenchymatous bundle sheath around the vascular bundles seen in monocot stem. So the correct option is D. Question number 81. As we go from periphery to center of a dicot root, the correct order of tissues that we'll encounter is, so the outermost layer of dicot root is epiblemma. It is otherwise called as rhizodermis. It is followed by cortex region. Question number 87. Which of these combination is correct about protozoans? Entamoeba is an intestinal parasite in humans and is part of amoeboid protozoans. Plasmodium causes malaria and is a sporozoan since it is a spore-like infective stage in its life cycle. Trypanosoma, which causes sleeping sickness as flagella, and hence it is flagellated protozoan. Paramecium is an aquatic active organism because of the presence of thousands of cilia. Hence it is called ciliated protozoan. So the answer for this question is Paramecium, ciliated protozoan, trypanosoma, flagellated protozoan. The correct about protozoans. So the correct combination is which of the following scientists' contributions to viruses is correctly matched? Here there is venom or poisonous fluid was given by Dmitry Ivanovsky in the year of 1892. He recognized certain microbes as the causal organisms of mosaic disease of tobacco. These were found to be smaller than bacteria because they are passed through bacteria-proof filters. Then M.W. Beisering in the year of 1898 demonstrated that the extract of the infected plants of tobacco could cause infection in healthy plants and called the fluid as Contagium vivum fluidum. It is service called as infectious living fluid. Then W.M. Stanley in the year of 1935 showed that the viruses could be crystallized and crystals contains largely of proteins. So the correct option for this question is option D. All the three following statements contribute viruses is correctly matched. So the correct option is option D. Question number 89. Normally, algae show haplontic life cycle. Polycyponia and fucus are exceptions to this rule. The correct option depicting their classes and their life cycle is the diplontic life cycle is a cycle in which the diploid sporophyte is the dominant photosynthetic independent phase of the plant. The gametophytic phase is represented by the single to few-celled haploid gametophyte. It is seen in all seed-bearing plants, gymnosperms and angiosperms. It is also seen in brown algae, fucus. Haplodiplontic life cycle is cycle in which a dominant independent photosynthetic thalloid or erect phase is represented by a haploid gametophyte, and it alternates with the short-lived multicellular sporophytic totally or partially dependent on the gametophyte. This is seen in bryophytes. In this brown algae, ectocarpus, and red algae, polycyponia. So the answer for this question is option C. Polycyponia is a red algae with haplodiplontic life cycle, and fucus is a brown algae with diplontic life cycle. So the correct option for this question is option C. And come to the last question. Question number 90. Given below is a plant and two properties of it. Which of these options is incorrect? Castor is a dicot plant with two cotyledons and endosperm retained in its seed. Cucumber has stem tendril that develops from axillary buds and are slender and spirally coiled, helping it climb. It has an epigynous flower with an
பதிவு உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா மறக்காம லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள். நன்றி, வணக்கம். வாழ்க வையகம்.